Carbs make you fat, lifting weights makes girls bulky, and cardio is the best way to lose fat. What do these three things have in common? They're all lies. On today's video, we'll be covering fitness myths and giving you guys the truth behind the lies. Y'all ready? Let's do it. Now, with me being a fitness coach over the last 5 years, I've heard some pretty outlandish stuff when it comes to fitness and what people have been told. I don't know where a lot of people get their information from, but I wanted to take the opportunity to kind of just dispel some of these myths to help you guys out, all right? Because you may believe in some of this stuff, and I wanted to put you in the right direction, all right? So without further ado, let's get started. One of the biggest myths that I hear is cardio is the best method to fat loss. Now, that's actually a myth. But cardio has a plethora of reasons why you should be doing it. And I'm not knocking cardio. Cardio is fantastic. It's great for your cardiovascular health. It helps with your immune system. It helps with your mental health. It actually also helps you get better sleep at night too as well. And it is a great method for fat loss too. All right. It's just not the best method. Now, the best method is weight training. One of the reasons weight training is one of the best methods that you can do for fat loss specifically is because weight training is going to be a lot more intense when it comes to the workouts in and of itself. So say if you walk on a treadmill for 30 minutes at a steady pace, or you do a 30-minute weight training session. The weight training session is going to be a lot more intense, which is going to challenge your body more and create more adaptations, and in turn burn more calories too because of the level of intensity. All right. Now, steady state cardio, if you walk on a treadmill for 30 minutes, that's also great too. So if you compound the two, then you're really doing the best. Another reason why weight training is going to be at the top when it comes to fat loss too is the fact that you build muscle. Now, I know you're thinking like, what does building muscle have to do with me losing fat? But let me tell you. So there is this thing called BMR. BMR is an acronym which stands for basal metabolic rate, which means just like your resting calories that you burn if you are at rest, not doing any type of activity. Everybody has a special number. I suggest you go look that up. Check out what your BMR is. You can download a BMR calculator and it's free and you can find out, just put your information in. It's super quick, highly recommend it. So what building muscle does is it actually boosts this number. So say if you started out at 1500 calories was your BMR, right? And then you packed on some muscle and then you got up to like 1560 was your resting calories. Now you have an extra 60 calories that you burn from your body just doing its natural processes, nothing that you have to do. So it's like literally a cheat code. So the more muscle you build, you're not only doing a lot of fat loss due to the fact that you're weight training and you're doing intense workouts, you're also increasing your resting metabolic rate simply because you gain muscle. And it's a double whammy. It's like a cheat code. So this is why weight training is actually the top way to lose fat over cardio, but you should do both. Let's keep that in mind. Do both. Number two, ladies, this one is for you because I hear this from females more than anybody else. I swear to God. The second myth is you can spot reduce fat. Now, what do I mean by that? So I got a lot of girls that always come to me asking, what's your fitness goal? What's your fitness goal, right? They always have two things. They want to make the booty big, of course, naturally, whatever. And then they always want to do ab exercises because they want a flat stomach. So these are the major two things that ladies talk to me about. They want a big butt and they want to get flat stomachs, right? Cool, no harm there. But doing workouts for your abs does not spot reduce the weight on your midsection. It helps you build the muscle in your abs, but it's not going to spot reduce fat for you. And you can't do that with anything else that you do. So like women also say a lot of times that they want to get rid of the little like flabby, chicken wing arms. So they want to, I'll be like, what you going to work out? I'm going to do butt workouts, ab workouts, and then I'm going to do arm workouts. And they think they're going to spot reduce fat in those two areas, but it doesn't work like that because the human body doesn't care about how we look. Its main job is to keep us alive. So when we work out, we pull those fat storages, we break it down from everywhere through your whole entire body. Now just imagine if you did spot reduce. There'd be a lot of people walking around. There'd be a lot of people walking around like with just deformed bodies because they're like trying to spot reduce everything. It would look absurd. So like, thankfully, the way things are, it works the way that it works because it would actually work against us because a lot of people would look deformed. I cannot say this enough, ladies. Stop trying to do ab exercises and arm exercises to get toned arms and a toned stomach and a flat stomach. It doesn't work like that. You have to do the work, and your fat is gonna come from every part of your body. You're gonna lose it everywhere simultaneously. It doesn't work that way, okay? So that's myth number 2. You cannot spot reduce fat, all right? You can fact check me if you want to, go Google it. It doesn't work. Stop trying it. There is one way to spot reduce fat, and that is called liposuction, but I would not recommend it. All right, myth number 3. This is another one for my ladies. Lifting weights makes you bulky, all right? Now, I don't know where this came from. Girls, women, females, they always think that they're just gonna pick up a set of dumbbells and lift it a couple times, and then they're gonna wake up looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It doesn't work like that, all right? But I understand why women have this fear, because no woman wants to like lose their feminine like figure and stuff like that. So I get that. Working out, and this is the kicker too though, because a lot of women, y'all want to be toned, right? Y'all want to be toned, and y'all do excess cardio because y'all think that's the best way to get toned, which it isn't. That's also a myth. The best way to get toned is to build muscle and burn fat. Now, the best way to do that is to do weight training, right? Your body just doesn't have enough testosterone to get you to look bulky. It just doesn't work like that. Now, I know you're thinking like, oh, well, look, I've seen these female bodybuilders and stuff like that, and girls that like, they're walking around looking bigger than me. But the reason why they look like that is because they had a little something extra, you know what I'm saying, that they added to their body. That's why they was able to achieve that type of physique. So in order for you to get bulky, you have to do a little bit something extra because your body just not produces enough testosterone. And these are the facts, all right? So don't worry about looking bulky when you pick up weights. There's a lot of females out there that do weight training and they look fantastic, man. They still keep their, feminine, curves and stuff like that. They just build everything up. And then you guys, ladies want to build booties. So that's the way you do it. The Stairmaster is not gonna get you a big booty. It doesn't work like that, all right? So that's myth number 3. Weights are not gonna make you look bulky, ladies. So hit that weight training, man. It's gonna be fantastic for you, I guarantee it. Myth number 4 is carbs make you fat. Now, this is not the truth, all right? Now, let's unpack this a little bit. I think the reason why this myth came to be is because keto. And in keto, what you do is you eliminate the carbs, carbs are your body's number 1 energy source, all right? So the science of it makes sense why people do keto. So when you eliminate your body's number 1 energy source, what does it do? It's going to take the energy from somewhere else, i.e. the fat storages inside of your body. So this is why people like doing keto, because you get to target the fat specifically, all right? But it's not necessary for weight loss, all right? So let's put that out there, all right? So carbs don't make you fat. Now, if you eat, the only thing that really makes you overweight is an excess of calories. If you take in more calories than you burn, then you're going to gain weight. That is called a caloric surplus. Now, when you do the opposite, you're taking less calories than you burn, then you're going to be in a caloric deficit, all right? And this is how you lose weight. It's all about calories. That's really what it boils down to. No one type of food makes you fat, okay? Now, if you eat too much, then of course you're going to gain weight. And then the same goes for the reverse. You eat too little, you're going to lose weight, So that's how that works. Carbs affect a lot of different things, like your mood. It affects like your energy levels. It affects a lot of different things that you don't want to be affected. So don't neglect eating carbs. Now, processed carbs, absolutely. You want to stick to things like oatmeal, wheat bread, basmati rice, brown rice, things of that nature. So that way you can have good, sustainable, clean energy instead of eating something processed or, sugary drinks, which contain sugars, which is a bad type of carb, a processed carb. All right. So that's myth number 4. Carbs do not make you fat. Don't be afraid of bread. It's not going to hurt you. All right, just don't eat too much. That's the kicker. All right, boom. Last but not least, myth number 5 is no pain, no gain. Now, what do I mean by that? Basically, I'm saying you don't have to be sore the next day to have had a great workout. All right. So one of the big myths is if you're not sore, then you didn't work out hard or it wasn't effective, and that's just blatantly untrue. If you talk to anybody who's been working out for a long period of time, they will tell you that typically some people don't get sore at all. And some people get sore in specific parts of their body. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a good indication of whether or not that you had a great workout. Now, I'll tell you what's a good indication of if you had a great workout or not. If you actually challenged yourself. Challenge is what creates change. So here's a little tidbit for you guys. If you're doing your workouts, think of a scale from 1 to 10. All right. So if you are doing, say you're doing bench press, right? You do your 10 reps, you get to the end, you rack the bar up, you say, all right, on a scale from 1 to 10, how intense was that? If you're at like a 4 or a 5, then you need to take it up. All right, you got to take the intensity up. This is how you figure out if you're having a great workout or not. So say you add a little bit more weight, you add like 20 pounds to it, boom, you do the set, you finish, rack it up, boom, all right, think to yourself, on a scale from 1 to 10, how intense was that? If you get to an 8, you are at the golden space. This is where you need to be, all right? So figure out how much weight you got on the bar and then write that down. So when you do it the next time, you know exactly where you were at, you know? And that's you checking the intensity levels. And this is what's gonna create the adaptation. The human body does not like to feel weak or feel like it can't do something. So this is why, like, when you start running, if you run a mile, you might run it kind of slow, take a few breaks, and then say like 2-3 weeks later, you continue doing that once a day or like a couple times per week, your body is going to adapt to that. It's going to adapt to the intensity. All right. So you being sore is not an indication if you had a good workout or not. Your intensity level is. So what you want to do is use the scale method that I just told you and try to keep yourself at like a 7-8 range. Now, if you go past that, you might be pushing it a little bit too much. And then if you're going before that, you're in like a 5 or a 4, you got to take it up a little bit. Otherwise, you're just in there wasting time realistically because you're not going to create any changes. You see people that come in, they do the same workouts all the time. They look exactly the same and not in good shape. I'm not saying maintain in good shape. I'm just saying like they're still in bad shape. They don't do good workouts because they're not checking their intensity. All right. So this is myth number 5. No pain, no gain is not an indication if you had a great workout or not. Intensity is. All right. So that's today's 5 myths. Hope you guys learned a little bit and took the information and learned some things that you can apply to your lifestyle and your fitness lifestyle. And if you got questions or comments, just leave them in the comment section. If you like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you like. I'll be dropping a new video every week. So there's always going to be new content to come. And I'm going to hit you guys with more value each and every time. All right. Hope you like the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.